It was last year Roy Keith Pablo took the stand in his own defense and told the jury, quote, "I really like to smoke weed," end quote. The former Guam police officer then admitted to knowing his common-law wife, Alroom Kim, dealt drugs from their Dededo home and that he turned a blind eye to the transactions whose profits helped to pay their utility bills. A Superior Court jury found him guilty on drug charges in addition to the guilty plea he took for official misconduct. He was sentenced to 8 years behind bars with credit for time served. Attorney Terrence Timblin represented Pablo in that trial. With new counsel, Pablo is hoping to get a do-over.
To put him on the witness stand, it's crazy. Nobody's going to believe him, not for a second. And putting him on the witness stand just goes further to ineffective assistance of counsel.
Today, Pablo is represented by attorney Howard Trapp, who argued ineffective assistance of counsel resulted in the jury's guilty verdict.
All you have to do is go before the jury and they can say to them, well, my client was growing marijuana, but he didn't have anything to do with this operation. That's nonsense. You've just given your case away. And on top of that, in terms of ineffective assistance of counsel, he says, oh, by the way, he's a police officer and this didn't have to come out. He's pled guilty to something.
But what were defense's options? Assistant Attorney General James Collins says it wasn't poor defense strategy that resulted in the conviction. It was strong evidence.
I hypothesize that he figured his best strategy was the strategy he put forward to trial. And that was accepting as true the accusations that Mr. Pablo was aware that Ms. Kim was dealing marijuana, but that he did not take any action, despite the fact that he was a police officer, because he cared for her. All the physical evidence that was there in this house, we have all the drugs packaged and ready for distribution in one bedroom, and then 10 feet away, we have another bedroom where there's an ongoing marijuana grow operation in this house. There's drugs, there's money, there's all this physical evidence, and we also have the statements that Mr. Pablo made to the police.
The case was taken under advisement. We should note no statements were provided by attorney Terrence Timblin or the defendant on what the actual theory of the case was. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.